Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive.
From AI-inspired insights from farmers.
If you're enjoying what we're doing here, we'd love to hear from you too.
Absolutely.
Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and definitely leave a comment telling us what you want to see more of on this deep dive.
We're always looking for new ideas, and we really value your feedback.
So what farm-related mysteries are you dying to uncover?
Right.
What questions are keeping you up at night? Let us know, and maybe we'll tackle them in a future deep dive. Today,
Right, picture this. You're scrolling through, your feed, and you see this video, and it's a robot, and it's just cruising through a field, harvesting crops just flawlessly. Or maybe it's like a whole swarm of drones. Just planting thousands and thousands of trees. I mean, it looks like something straight out of a movie, right?
Yeah, totally.
But it's not. It's real. AI is changing the game when it comes to farming, and it's happening now. So, welcome to your deep dive.
Yeah, welcome. This is exciting.
We're going to unpack all of this, especially for anyone out there who's new to farming or, thinking about getting started. You've sent us some seriously interesting articles about how AI is impacting agriculture, and that's what we're going to explore. Your sources highlight a few key areas where AI is making a real difference. We're going to look at the robots in the fields and some of the other innovations that are being developed. And then we'll get into the practical side of it all, like how you can actually use this stuff. And we'll even talk about those viral videos of farming robots.
Yeah.
Some are real, some are, well, not so much.
Right, exactly.
So we've got articles about AI robots for monitoring crops, autonomous indoor farms, planting drones, and even some articles that break down the truth behind those viral videos.
Absolutely. Lots to cover.
So let's dive in. Okay, so first up, it's kind of fascinating to see how things are evolving. We're going from like human influencers to AI influencers, if you will. These AI tools are like low-key, but they're having a huge impact on how we farm. This one article from Mindy Support, it talks about how AI robots are becoming more and more common on farms.
Right, and it makes sense, right? Because the global population is growing, so we need to produce more food, but we have a limited amount of land.
Right.
So farmers are under a lot of pressure to be more efficient and productive.
Yeah.
And that's where AI robots can really shine. They can boost efficiency and potentially increase crop yields.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, if you think about something as basic as monitoring crops, traditionally that takes a lot of time, and people walking up and down the rows, checking each plant, it's labor intensive.
Yeah, it is. But, Mini Support had this really interesting article about an AI robot designed to do just that, monitor crops.
Oh, yeah.
And what's really cool is that it has these rimless spoked wheels.
Okay.
So it can move between the rows without damaging the plants.
Right.
It's all about non-destructive data collection.
Oh, that's smart. So it's not just like trampling everything.
Exactly. And it has two cameras.
Oh, wow.
One above, one below,
Yep.
to capture images of the plants from different angles.
I mean, that's got to be way more comprehensive than like a human just walking by and eyeballing it.
For sure. And here's the real kicker. They're using AI algorithms to analyze those images. So the robot can detect pests and diseases early on.
Oh, wow.
It can monitor growth and even identify if a plant needs more water or nutrients.
That's amazing. So it's like a super efficient farmhand, basically.
Basically.
That's really cool. Now, what about those autonomous farms? I mean, a completely self-running farm. Is that even possible yet?
Well, it's getting closer. One of the articles you sent talks about this 8,000 square foot indoor farm.
Okay.
That's basically like a high-tech lab. It's all hydroponics, so the plants grow in these pods.
Okay.
And get this, they have 2 robots running the whole show.
Wow.
Both connected to the cloud.
Oh, so they're like talking to each other, basically.
Exactly. One of the robots is like the logistics guy. It moves the pods around as needed, and it uses computer vision to navigate the farm.
Okay, so the robot can actually see where it's going.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. And the other robot, it analyzes each plant and harvests it at the perfect time.
Wow.
They have LED lights that mimic sunlight, and they can precisely control the water and nutrients each plant gets.
So it's all about like ultimate efficiency, right?
Right. They're minimizing waste, and they're constantly collecting data to improve the process.
So it's like a learning farm.
Yeah, you could say.
That's really cool. Now, switching gears a little bit, we've also got these AI drones that are being used for reforestation.
Yeah, that's some impressive stuff. There's this Australian startup that's using drones to plant trees. But these aren't just any drones. They're equipped with AI. And they can fire these specially designed seed pods directly into the ground.
Oh, wow. So it's like aerial reforestation.
Exactly, and they're incredibly efficient. Each drone can plant over 40,000 seeds per day.
That's incredible. So how much faster is that compared to traditional methods?
It's about 25 times faster
Wow.
and 80% cheaper. Their goal is to plant 100 million trees by 2024.
That's a lot of trees.
Yeah.
And they can do more than just plant, right?
Right. They can also collect data about the soil,
Oh, okay.
which can help improve soil quality and ultimately lead to healthier trees.
So it's like a win-win.
Yeah, definitely. Now, you also sent us some articles about those viral videos we were talking about earlier.
Oh, right. The robot harvesting rice.
Exactly. It looked so real, but it turns out it was fake.
Oh, really?
Yeah. These days, people can use AI and computer graphics to create videos that look super realistic, even if they're completely made up.
Yeah, that's kind of scary, actually.
It is. In the Facts to Cresto article, they break down how they debunk that video.
Okay.
They noticed some inconsistencies, like the robot's feet weren't really touching the ground, and there was some weird blurring around it.
Yeah.
Then they did a reverse image search and found other versions of the same video, but with different robots.
Oh, so it's like a template they were using.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's this software called Wonder Studio that people use to create these animations.
So it's getting harder and harder to tell what's real and what's not.
It really is. Now, this doesn't mean that all farm robots are fake.
Oh, right.
Robots and automation are definitely becoming more common in agriculture, especially in, Western countries.
Yeah.
Farmers are using them for all sorts of tasks, like planting, harvesting, monitoring crops, even managing livestock.
So like that example of Diantine Farm in Shanghai, that was a real farm using robots, right?
Yeah, that's a real example. But it's important to be aware that not everything you see online is true.
Absolutely. So, okay, let's bring this back to the practical stuff.
Yeah.
All of these AI innovations, they sound amazing. But at the end of the day, what are they actually doing for farmers?
Well, they're all about making farming more efficient, using less labor, optimizing resources, and ultimately increasing yields.
Right, that's what every farmer wants.
Exactly. And the Mindy Support article talks about how important data annotation is for training these AI systems.
Okay, so can you break that down a bit? What is data annotation?
So basically, it's like teaching the AI what to look for. Let's take the crop monitoring robot, for example.
Oh.
It uses LiDAR, which creates 3D maps. But the robot needs to understand what it's seeing.
Okay.
So humans need to annotate the data, meaning they label things like plants, obstacles, and different parts of the environment.
Oh, I see.
And for the robots in the autonomous farm, they need to be able to identify specific parts of the plants, like leaves and stems. So the data needs to be labeled accordingly. It's a lot of work, but it's essential.
Yeah, it's like teaching a kid how to read. You have to start with the basics.
Exactly. And all the data collected by these AI systems, like crop health, growth rates, and soil conditions, it all becomes valuable information for farmers.
Okay, so it's like having a constant stream of data coming in.
Right. It helps farmers make better decisions.
Yeah. So it's not just about the robots themselves, it's about the whole system, the data, the expertise, everything.
Totally. It's easy to watch those viral videos and think that a single robot can run an entire farm,
Yeah.
but it's much more complex than that. There's a whole team of people behind the scenes, like engineers, data scientists, and plant scientists.
Right.
It's a collaborative effort.
So for someone who's new to farming or thinking about starting a farm, where do they even begin with all of this?
Well, you don't need to jump in and buy a bunch of robots right away.
Oh, okay, good.
Start by researching and observing how AI is being used in areas that interest you. Like, if you're interested in growing certain crops, see if there are any AI tools for monitoring those crops.
Okay.
Or if you're worried about soil health, look into smart sensors that can collect data.
So start small, basically?
Yeah, and focus on data.
Data, okay.
Even if you don't have fancy AI systems yet, start tracking things on your farm.
Like what kind of things?
Planting dates, yields, how much water and fertilizer you're using,
Okay.
any pest or disease outbreaks. That data will be incredibly valuable when you're ready to incorporate more advanced AI tools.
So it's like building a foundation.
Exactly. And look into precision agriculture techniques.
Okay.
That's all about using data to optimize inputs like water and fertilizer.
So you're not just like blindly spraying everything.
Right. It's about being targeted and efficient.
Yeah, that makes sense. And what about staying up to date on everything?
Absolutely. Keep up with industry news, attend webinars, talk to other farmers and tech providers.
Okay.
The more you know, the better equipped you'll be.
So it's all about learning and networking.
Pretty much. And if there are specific tasks that you need help with, see if there are any service providers in your area who can provide AI-powered solutions.
Like drone services for monitoring crops.
Exactly. You can benefit from the technology without having to invest in the equipment yourself.
So there are options out there.
Yeah, definitely. So as you can see, AI is becoming a bigger and bigger part of agriculture.
Yeah, no doubt.
We've got robots monitoring crops, drones planting trees, and so much more. And while those viral videos can be misleading, the underlying trend is real.
Right.
AI is changing the game. So I want you to think about this. How could having a better understanding of the data on your farm, even simple record keeping,
Okay.
help you take advantage of these new AI technologies in the future?
That's a good question to think about. Well, I hope this deep dive has given you a better understanding of how AI is shaping the future of agriculture.
Yeah, me too.
And if you have any more questions about AI or any other topic, you know what to do. Send us your information.
We'll be here.
We're always ready for another deep dive. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. It's been a real pleasure exploring this topic with you.
Likewise. Thanks for having me.
And to all our listeners, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible in agriculture.
Hitting that like button and smash that subscribe.